In this lesson, we're going to get a little bit more familiar with the concepts of scripting. Okay, so let's go ahead and down here in the project folder, I'm just going to right click in this empty space, and then I'm going to go to create, and then I'm going to create a C# script, because that's what we're going to be using. Now immediately the text is highlighted in blue, so I can go ahead and just type in the name I want to call it. So I'm going to call it test, and then press enter. And now if I double click on this, it's going to open up this script in MonoDevelop, which is going to be the program we're going to be using to edit our scripts. Now I'm going to go ahead and go through and explain some of this script to you. From line 4 to line 15 is our test class, and our a class is just basically an object that we can store information in. We can create actions within a class that we can then use in our program. And what we have in here by default is we have the start function. So a function is just an action, and the start function, basically this, whatever code is between line 7 and line 9 is going to get run at the beginning of the scene. So whenever the scene loads up, this is going to be the first thing that runs, the start function. So if we put something in here like build a pyramid, then it's going to build a pyramid at the beginning of the scene, as soon as the scene starts. But it only gets run right then. Now the update function is a little different. It gets run every frame of the game. So if your game is running at 60 frames per second, so it's running pretty fast then this, whatever's between line 12 and line 14 will get run every frame. Now obviously these are going to move apart as I add code in here, so it's not going to be between line 12 and 14, but whatever between the this curly brace and this curly brace, that is what is inside of the function. So up here is just some basically libraries that we're using in this class. I wouldn't worry too much about this right now. We'll import some extra stuff later on to be useful for us. But for now, this is what we're going to be focusing on. So in a class, one thing we're going to need is variables. So a variable is just basically this thing we can use to store information in. So for instance, if we want to store someone's age, then we can use an int. So I can create one of those here by just typing public, which means this is accessible to other classes, and also I can see it in the inspector, which we're going to see in a second. So public int, and I'm going to call this age, and we need to put a semicolon at the end of this to say we're done creating this. We're done with this line, done with this bit of information. And actually, if I want to, I can go ahead and assign this here. I can set age equal to 10, but I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. To assign it though, you just type in equals and then the number. And now it's an int, so this means that it has to be like a whole number. So I can't type in 10.2, that won't work. Just 10 will work. But I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and press Control S to save this. And then let's go back over to Unity. Now what I'm going to do to assign this script to an object, basically have this script run during our, when we press play, I'm going to go ahead and assign it to an object. So I'm going to click and drag it up onto our main camera, just drop it on there. Then if I click on the main camera, you can see that script has been added as a new component. Now what I can do is, you can see right here, since we made that public, it's visible in the inspector. You could make it public and make it not visible, but I'm just leaving it visible in the inspector. And I can actually go in here and edit this value. So I can say my age is 24 and then press enter, and then I've edited that. So let's say I go back over to the script. Now maybe I want to have my age get printed basically have Unity say you're 24 or you're whatever the age is at the beginning of the scene. So I can just go here, I'm going to tab over, and I'm going to use the print function. So type in print, and this is just another function like our start or our update function. So print, and then we have to use the print, the C right here. And then I'm going to type in age, and then close parenthesis, and then semicolon to end the line. And I'm just going to save this. So Control S, go back over here, and now I'm going to press play. And now down here, when we did that print statement, it has printed 24 into our console window. I can click on there to bring up our console window. I'm going to press the X to close it. I'm going to press the play button again to go out of play mode. And yeah, we can even just go to the console over here and see, yep, this was printed. You can even double click on the line, and then it will show where that was printed. So, very cool, and that's it for this lesson. I'll see you in the next one.